Hey there everybody, I am Sir Lefty and welcome back to my Let's Play of the original Legend of Zelda, and this time, in hopefully the final episode, we will be going through the final dungeon of the game, which is Death Mountain. So, I went ahead and picked up a potion, a blue potion, or red potion? Hold on. Red potion, okay. I picked up a red potion, and I also picked up a magic shield so that I can deflect Wizrobe beams, because Wizrobes are everywhere in this dungeon, and we want to make sure we can defend ourselves from them. So, here we are. It's another gray dungeon, which I think is a good choice. So if you come here earlier, there will be this old man kind of blocking the way because you need the full Triforce to enter. So now that we have the complete Triforce, all 8 pieces, which doesn't show on this map, I forgot, we can actually go through. Also, this dungeon has really nice, well, really, I guess atmospheric for this kind of game, I guess. Good music, I guess. And I'm going to just be honest here. So this is actually the second time I've been recording this video, so I am a little... I know kind of where to go more than I did in the last time I recorded this episode, so for that reason, I will probably be having a much smoother time, and that's exactly what I said, except now I'm forgetting which way to go. Probably down from here? I'm not sure, let me check. It's also really annoying that the Wizrobes don't block, or your magic shield can't block every beam from the Wizrobes, which is really dumb. Bad choice from the gaming people. Come on. Okay, those are landmillas, I think. I'm not sure what those other things were that I was thinking were landmillas, but I'm not entirely sure. But it doesn't really matter that much, so yeah, okay. Now, I'm going to be really careful with these likes because I do not want to lose my shield at this point, and I'm aiming so that I don't need to leave the dungeon at all, like for extra potions, because it's just such a pain to leave and come back here, especially since we're pretty high up in the area of the map, and it also, like, it's just a pain, so hopefully we'll be able to avoid that. So now, I'm going to kill these Vyres here, because we are here to get a certain item, and you are kind of like hinted at certain areas and certain places where you could possibly find secrets, but of course we don't have the map yet, so we can't really tell where things are hidden yet. So yeah, there are 2 items in this dungeon that we do want to pick up because it's almost detrimental if you don't pick them up, because like that's how useful they are. Well, actually no, one of them is required and one of them is not, but we want to make sure we pick them both up because they are both extremely helpful. Doesn't even matter. Well, it matters if we get them. Yes. Basically, you want these items. So in this room, this is actually a secret room, and you'll be able to tell once I get the full map and everything. But yeah, this is a secret room. So it's an item that, like, already, one hidden item, which is the compass, of course. I don't think it's too much of a spoiler for me to say that. So now we know where the boss is, but that doesn't really help us that much, unfortunately. I'm gonna keep my bombs out, actually. But I won't be visiting every room in this dungeon because it's so big and there really isn't any need for me to do that, because it would just take a long time. So yeah, I'm not going to be visiting every room like I have for the other dungeons, just because I want to save time, mine and yours. And so yeah. This is actually a new boss. This is Patra. He has these little like mini pats. That's what I call them, mini Patras. And they hover around him, and you can't damage him until you kill all of them. So now, once he's down, he's pretty vulnerable, and you can just attack him that way. Simple, easy, pretty good. We don't need to go up from here. Instead, we want to go down, because this room has a secret for us, and a very good one at that, too, so... I always take damage from these Zols, or these gels, or whatever they're called. It's kind of annoying, because they aren't really difficult enemies. Got another 5 rupees, and this is one wall that took me forever to find out you could actually break. Because honestly, if you don't know where certain things are, it's like this game could take hours and hours more than it's taking me. And we just gotta let the life fill up, as it always does, very slowly. And I'm probably gonna instantly take damage. No? Really? That's nice. It's always nice when if you're able to fight Patra with sword beams, because you can avoid most of his attacks and just kind of safely damage him. Because he does have a kind of annoying attack pattern. He's probably one of the more annoying bosses out of all of them. Ooh, that was close. Okay, let's see. Just got two more. There we go, timed it correctly. And now we just need to hit him 3 times. And there's the map, so you can see it's kind of shaped like a skull, and we filled in the one right skull, the right eye of the skull, which is where the compass was. Which is very fitting for the final area, and it's also named Death Mountain, so that's basically says everything right there. In all honesty, like, if Wizrobes only came in the orange variants, it would be so much easier. Like, they wouldn't be as hated as they are today. But since the blue ones exist, they're not really liked very much. And it doesn't even matter what game they're in, they're just not liked at all. For the most part. I like their designs in Breath of the Wild because how they're like kind of like playful. And they are kind of fun to fight in that game because they're just kind of funny enemies. So what we want to do is we want to bomb this and get us to another secret room, which is also a key to getting another item. And after that, we only need to get one more item in the game. So basically, I guess a little tip that I have for going through Death Mountain is every time you see one of these rooms with the blocks and the one that's pushable, you want to go that way because it'll either have an item for you or a way to progress. And if not, well then you're probably gonna get lost and be stuck in here for hours. Because this dungeon took me forever when I was younger. It took me ages. But now that I've also just played this a couple days ago, and now that I know more of like where to go and everything, it really isn't too bad. But of course, first-time players probably have a lot of trouble with this if they're going without a guide. Because I remember one of my friends, I think she used the Zelda dungeon guide, which is probably the best guide out there for this game. But yeah, if you don't know, it can definitely be challenging. So this might be the room to go to. Yes, it is. Okay. It's an old man, says go to the next room. You can, of course, you can go here, but you also can't bomb to the right, unfortunately, because that'd be too easy. Much too easy. And we have to kill even more Wizrobes. It's like the main enemy of this dungeon. One thing that I like, well, one thing that's interesting is that they brought the blue and the orange Wizrobes back in the Oracle games. In Oracle of Seasons, the game that was more focused around combat, they used tons of like old enemies, and they made it feel a lot like the original Zelda, which is one thing I like about it, because it does kind of like go back to the roots kind of the original Zelda game, because in the first dungeon you enter through a tree, which is pretty cool, just like in this game. And they also bring back enemies like Goma, except the Goma in that version is very difficult compared to this one. And yeah, other stuff like that. It's just pretty cool. The Oracle games are great, and they also plan to have a third one released, kind of like a trilogy, which was basically going to be a remake of the original Zelda, except I don't think they ever got around to it, which is why Faroor is kind of like the Oracle of Secrets and just kind of there. But yeah, it's a little bit of trivia, I guess. And this room is one we want to go to, and I guess Patra also kind of shows us where the hidden things are. This Patra has a different pattern than the rest, though, because it kind of spins its mini pats around in like an oval disc kind of pattern, an elliptical pattern, something like that. Still not too bad. And we can go this way. Once you kill the Patra, they won't respawn, so you don't need to worry about fighting them again if you die. And what's nice is that if you kill a bubble, or if you kill all the enemies in a room that has bubbles, the enemies won't respawn because the bubbles count as enemies, and if there's one enemy left in a room, there won't be any that respawn when you die. So that's something interesting to keep in mind. Alright, and I think we have to go up here. Yes, I was correct. Hooray! Thank goodness there aren't any wall masters in here. That would make this even more annoying. Unbearable. Maybe not unbearable. Okay, Meat Boy is something that I would consider unbearable, but whatever. At least if you want to complete it. And I've tried, and I have not done it. I had to just put it away. And here, in some other secret room, I guess these rooms aren't really on the map, we have another arrow type. This is the silver arrow, which is a powered up version of the regular arrow. It doesn't cost any more to use, I don't think. Let me try. Nope, just 1 rupee. It does, however, well, it is required to finish the game, so you have to pick this up. But luckily they don't put it too far out of the way, and hopefully you have tons of bombs like I do, so it shouldn't be too hard to find it. Gonna get my boomerang out. Gonna get my boomerang out once again, just so that I can take care of the keys. I really like the boomerang, and it's a shame that it kind of becomes less useful as you continue through the game, but what can you do? So now we just need to make our way to the boss, really. And I'm gonna try my best not to get eaten by these likes. Ooh, that was close. You have to be really careful, because in my last recording, the failed one that got corrupted, I accidentally lost my shield to one of these things, and it cost me a lot, because I had to leave like once or twice to get potions. But now that I kind of had a... Okay, good. I thought I got eaten for a second. Now that I've kind of had like a warm-up, I'm more... I know where to go, kind of, I guess. And if I'm correct, this is the way to go, and we got some Zols, which is nice, because they tend to drop a lot of stuff. There we go, got a heart at least, that's nice. There's one room with spike traps that we need to go to. And one thing that's nice about the whiz ropes is that the blue ones, at least, they're not invisible or invincible when they're kind of like floating around. Which is a kind of nice, forgiving thing to do, because I know in other games they make it like they're invincible when they fly around like that, which is a big pain. But games were made to be really hard back then, or around the time this game was made, so yeah. And that's why the SNES had a lot of easier games, is because they're like, oh, we should probably make games that kids can actually play and beat. Alright. No, I kind of forget which way to go from here, but I know it's probably to the left or down. Come on. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna get out my bombs. Actually, no, I think we have to go to the left. Ouch. Yep, there we go. And here we have another hidden passage. And more souls, always welcome. I can never get the names right, I just keep forgetting. Like, I can tell in other games if they're souls or not, and I'm guessing I should know just based on like what they look like, that these are Zols. Yeah, the little ones are called gels. Okay. I've decided that's what I'm going to call them, and if not, well then, who cares? Come on. The bubbles get really annoying in the second quest of the game, which I will talk about more later. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we actually have another boss to fight before we get to the final boss, but I'm not entirely sure. Yep, here we are, 1 floor away. Oh yes, we have a Patra. Another Patra. Alright, let's see. Hopefully I won't take too much damage from this guy. Alright, 1 more hit on the mini-pat. Come on. There we go. And stab him in the eye. Alright. Now, all you need is your silver arrow out. I don't think any other items work on the final boss, so yeah. Here we are, we show the Triforce, and Ganon appears. So this is, like I just said, it's Ganon. He's invisible, and he will kind of like... he has a kind of like a set pattern, and you have to like kind of tell where he goes, and you have to hit him. So you have to kind of determine the pattern where how he's warping around, and then you have to stab him. And after multiple stabs, something will happen, which will leave him open to attack. And if I can actually not get hit, I would very much appreciate it. And I think he can change his pattern on you if you aren't careful, so you have to be wary of that. And I'm gonna get out my potion because I do not want to die here. Alright, potion time. As far as I know, you only need to hit Ganon 3 times. Alright, now that we're healed, I need to get my arrows out again, and be ready to use your arrows too. You don't want to miss the opportunity. I also don't think I ever talked about the red ring. It decreases damage by a fourth, or you only take 1/4 normal damage, which is nice because for a game like this, and especially a dungeon like this, you're gonna need it. So it's basically twice as powerful as the silver ring. Let's see, I think if I stand here... Yep, there we go. Alright, maybe he only needs one more hit? I'm not sure. There we go. Hit him when he's brown like that, just hit him with the silver arrow and he dies, and his ashes are left on the floor. So all we need to do is collect the Triforce of Power from his ashes, and we're good to go. Haha, see you, Ganon. Ah, teabag, teabag, teabag. Okay, whatever. Or seabagging in Splatoon 2. And here we have Princess Zelda, and all we need to do is kill this fire, because that makes a lot of sense. And there we go. We did it! And now she has some dialogue for us. Thanks, Link. You're the hero of Hyrule. And they both hold up their piece of the Triforce, and whoa! Seizure mode! Activate. Holy cow. I don't know how that'll show in the recording, but hopefully not like that. I might have to put a seizure warning in the description, even though nobody really reads the description. Finally, peace returns to Hyrule. This ends the story. And here we have the staff, which is a very small staff, because the games were a lot smaller back then. And we get to listen to the really nice credit sequence theme. Another quest will start from here. Press the start button. Yeah, I was kind of expecting like a longer credit sequence, but that's actually it. So now, if we press start, we can see our score. I only died 7 times, which is, I think it's my record actually. And yeah, so now you can see that we only have 3 hearts again, and Link is now holding up the magic sword in his little profile thing. So what that means is basically there's a second quest, and the second quest is the same overworld, but remixed dungeons. So you get items in a different order, you have multiple kinds of bubbles. So like there are red bubbles and blue bubbles, and red ones will take away your sword for as long as you can, or will permanently keep you from using your sword until you hit a blue bubble, which is extremely annoying. There are certain walls that you can walk through but not bomb, which is basically makes the game impossible if you don't know about those. Yeah, it's really hard. I've never beaten the second quest myself, but I'm probably not going to do it just because it's kind of just a rerun of the thing, but the dungeons actually spell out Zelda in shape by the time you've gotten through all of them. So that's The Legend of Zelda. So thank you, Nintendo, for making this game and starting probably one of the most, probably one of the most iconic series in the video game history. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next Let's Play. I have an idea, and I think I know what it's going to be, but you guys are just going to have to tune in when the trailer for that comes out. So, thanks again, and I will see you guys in my next Let's Play. So, bye!